Yo, what's up guys, I'm back, got a review for you. This time we have this 87 Joao Pedro. Now, he came out as a future start along with Team 1. And I thought I might as well do him. He's a Prem card, he's Brazilian, he links to a lot of people. Quite a few people would want to try him, so we'll do him. So on stats then, so he's 6 foot tall, he's got 4-star, he's high low work rates, he's right footed, he's got 93 pace, 84 shooting, 74 passing, 90 dribbling and 73 physical. So on paper looks like quite a good striker. In the games I played with him, I played all foot champs. I think I only lost one game out of I think it was around 17, something like that with him. He has no traits unfortunately. He played alongside Cunha in a 4-4-2. If you do enjoy the video or want to see more, please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 2k subs very soon. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't really have any milestones, but if you can subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. But I've got nothing more to say, so enjoy the clips and I'll see you after the positive negatives.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I baby, why do I baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
So on to my own thoughts about the card, what chem size you put on him and all that kind of stuff. So in the games played with him, in the first 10 he was the main man, he was scoring all the goals, he was doing all this, he was outpouring Cunha like it's nothing. And then the second half of the games, Cunha kind of stepped up and then Pedro kind of fell back a little bit, that's why he's not positive on goals. So on to the stats then. So 4-star is obviously really nice about the card. Could have 5-star skills, but generally speaking 4-star is really good. Just allows you to do quite a few nice skills getting in and around the box, and the weak foot's decent. I am also trying to master it into my game to get into the top 200 leaderboard, and it's the shot cancel. Now it's where you shoot right with 2.5 bars of power, and then you press L1R1 or no, sorry, L2R2, and it will make a really nice animation. You've probably seen it in some of the clips. It really does the defenders in. It's really nice. So yeah, the 4-star is really nice to be fair. The work rates are another good thing about this card. If you're going to play him striker, the higher work rate just allows him to sit on that last defender, and if you get him behind the instruction as well, it just makes him really not like a target man kind of striker, but just a striker that's always going to be there and ready for you. So the pace for me wasn't really amazing, but it wasn't bad. Like when you played him over the top, he would get onto the end of it. To be fair, because that 95 acceleration is really good. But because he's 6 foot tall, obviously you don't really feel as fast, like being really tall. I don't know if you find that with players, but generally they're not as fast. Onto all the shootings then. Now generally, as I talked about the first 10 games, he was lethal. I generally was like surprised how like the 130k was. He was extinct at the time. I was actually surprised because he was scoring a lot of chances. And then this is why I played a lot of games. This is why I played like 15, 20. And then got to see that sometimes you miss quite a few easy ones. Later on in the games when it was a bit harder because of shot power, because of finishing as well. So generally, he's not really like the most clinical guy in the world. He will finish a lot for the price, to be fair, but generally finishing's a little bit inconsistent. Now the passing for me is his worst aspect. The long pass is quite bad. The short pass when you boost it with the Deadeye, which I probably recommend. I don't think you can really put any other chem style in because he needs that passing and shooting. So the short pass goes out to really nice, to be fair. The vision's actually not bad, but the rest of the aspects are kind of average, especially that long pass. Like I know he's a striker and you're not really going to use it that much, but generally it is a little bit annoying. So onto dribbling aspects. Now, considering he's 6 foot tall, right, I didn't really feel he was unagile. Obviously, the twisting and turning isn't as fast as someone like Vinicius and that, but generally, it's actually quite good for the turning. The reactions are decent as well. The balance is a little bit annoying because of that strength, the aggression. Does get a little bit wobbly at times when he's on like a strong defender. The ball control's really good. The actual dribbling stats decent, and the composure, as I talked about, along with the finishing, goes a little bit inconsistent at times. I don't know why, right? Recently, when I've been greening it a lot, it doesn't go in as much. And I felt that as well with Vlahovic. I've got that review coming out soon. I greened it like 5 times and 4 of them missed. I don't know what it is. Maybe they've nerfed greens to him, but generally, he is a good finisher, but you need to be careful of that consistency. Now, this is the weird ones for me. So he's got 95 head accuracy, but he can't jump. So he's not really going to be that aerial threat that's going to win the ball in the air much, but if he is there and he's uncontested, he will score it because he's got 95, but generally he's not really going to be like there because he's obviously like got 66 jumping. Now the stamina for me is actually quite decent, especially with the high-low work rates. He's not really going to run out of stamina all game. He's never going to come back, and as long as you don't have him on like defensive instructions, he will literally last all game and all extra time. Now strength, as I talked about, isn't really the best. Doesn't really feel like 80 because of that aggression and the balance stat. So all of them combined just allow him not to be like that really muscular strong guy, but that's really not what you want. And this traits as well, he hasn't got any, so it's a little bit frustrating. You want like the finesse shot trait, you want the outside the foot shot trait, you want the flare trait and stuff like that, but generally he doesn't have any, but it's fine. But that's all of my overall thoughts. Now let's get to overall scores. So on to overall scores then. So first for me is the pace. Now the pace, as I talked about, when you shoot him in behind, he was quite electric and he was good to get going. He didn't really feel like that amazingly fast. Let's say he was against like that Varane card or sort of that. He would get out pace here and there. So overall for it, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. It's solid, but it's not amazing. And now for the shooting, he hasn't got many like key aspects. Like he's got 2 stats above 85, which is a little bit shocking to be fair. But generally speaking, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. He wasn't really that bad at shooting, and this is why I do these reviews, because you can actually see how good a card is. And generally, he's actually not that bad. Like the shot power is a little bit inconsistent at times. That's why the Deadeye's there on him. But the finishing and the attack is actually really good to be fair for the card. You just need to be careful because he's a little bit inconsistent at times. Now the passing for me, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. No more needs to be said. You can see the aspects. It's not really the best. Now the dribbling for me, it's decent to be fair. The agility was quite good because he's 6 foot. The balance, okay. The reaction is decent. The ball control is decent. The composure is decent. And the actual dribbling stats decent. So overall for that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Purely because he doesn't have 5-star skills. He's 6 foot tall. And all those like that. And the balance as well. He just could be a little bit better with it. But for the price, he's still decent. Now we're on to the physicals then. So the head and axis gets put to the physicals for me because I'm not going to do defending on a attacker. So you got the head and axis, it's really good. The jumping is awful. They got the stamina that's decent and the strength and the aggression, which is okay. So overall for the physicals, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's purely because that stamina is actually quite decent with the work rate, and along with the head and axis, if he's uncontested, still go really nice. So value for coins then, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I genuinely do think it's a really good card for the price. What hasn't he got? He's got 4-star, 4-star, he's got good pace, got good shooting, got good dribbling stats, got good stamina, got good work rates. Generally, if you do need a Brazilian attacker that's cheap, he is your man to go with. He is a very good card. So overall score for him then, I'm going to give him a 8.2. I don't think he's like a top meta card. Now you won't see him a lot in like Elite Div and that, but generally he is a fun card and he's a card a lot of people could go to. That's all for my video. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. It really does help me to like progress on these videos and make more of them for you guys. But I've got nothing more to say, so I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.